Well, hello again, folks. It's the Dr. Chaz Show with Dr. Chaz. And we're just picking up where we left off for all you folks who were with me earlier today. We were building and grinding for a good 3 hours, and I decided to stop the video for those who needed to get on with their life. And as I told you in the last video that I was going to stop it and then restart the video, so that way we didn't have a extra long video that we had to sit through and then maybe pause and try to figure out where we had to stop again and pick up on. So I figured I'd just stop it and then start a new video. That way we could get on and go do things that we had to get done and then pick up a new video and get started with. So the other thing I do need to do is apologize. I started the last video with day 10, and I need to stand corrected. It was actually day 9 that we were on, and we're still on day 9. So this is the second video, part 2 of day 9. And where we were when we left off is on bag 38 of box 2. We are almost done with box 2, believe it or not. We are on 179 out of 199, so we have 20 pages to go. We have 3 bags, and then box 2 will be complete, and we'll be on the final box of box 3, building the final structures. And box 3 has a lot to it, actually. You will be amazed. Box 2 kind of built, the bottom structure. And this large piece here, in case you're just joining us, this whole section here was a majority of box 2 here at the end. It's kind of like the big piece that's going to sit on here. This is going to start building these last couple bags, I believe. Are just kind of adding to this. They're not going to really add any building to it. They're going to add a bunch of windows. Nothing going upward, I don't believe. No. So box 3 will start building the next part going up into the higher towers, where it gets skinny. And that part should probably go pretty quick. I don't know, it's going to be repetitious. Going to be a lot more of these I don't know what you call legs, I guess, of the tower, but they're going to be skinnier, a lot more X's again, a lot more parts to fall apart. It's going to be fun, interesting. So let's get going here. Bag 38. Here we go, and page 179. So away we go, folks. Bag 38, 179. All right. So this is part 2, day 9. All right. I am so excited to get going on box number 3. That means we're getting close to the end. And I'm sure that box 3, even though we're at 40 bags, it's probably a 60 or, 75 bags. I have no idea. It'll be a big surprise for me. For those of you who have done this Eiffel Tower, who are watching my video thinking, you're in for a story there, you're in for a big treat, you know how many bags there were. And, how many the final total were, so. Looks like the parts on this one are not too bad. There's a few pieces here that we gotta break apart. Looks like a lot of 1x3 tiles that I'm breaking up now. If you hear my computer running in the background, that's because I'm getting days 6 through 9 over there. Right now it's day 6. I'm trying to convert over to get the right codecs and everything added into it so that I can get that added onto YouTube. As soon as I'm done for this evening. It's around 6:30 here, the upper Midwest. We got a great big blizzard coming in. They're talking more Sunday evening now into the Monday morning commute. I think you might get a little bit of snow tonight, but not much. I think it's more tomorrow night and into Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and then more Monday morning. So, yeah, I was hoping it was more Saturday night and Sunday because I took tomorrow night off when the weather probably isn't so bad. So who knows? Maybe I will stick around at work tomorrow. Just say, hey, cancel that time off so I can get paid. And then not come in one day or something. I don't know. I need the pay. I've been taking too much time off. I had a knee surgery in November, and then I had a wrist surgery here in March. Well, not really March. I guess it's February. End of 19th of February. I had a wrist surgery. Had a ganglion cyst in my wrist. You can probably still see it kind of right in here. I don't know if you can see the scar in there. Still kind of, you can feel the bump there. Still got a small scar there, but mainly I've got some swelling still going on. It doesn't hurt. I got to wear a brace when I go to work though, so the wrist doesn't bend as much when I'm doing that. Now, for the life of me, what doesn't make any sense here, they gave me a whole bag of 1x1 round with a dot on top. Then they gave me another bag with 1x1 plates with dots, but they incorporated 1x1 rounds with dots in the bag with the plates. Why didn't they just leave all the 1x1 rounds together and give me the 1x1 plate separately? That sounds like Lego to me. Let's just make things confusing for the people. Okay. Sounds about right, Lego. Thank you. Make things more confusing for everybody. And here we go. First thing, we need 4 round 1x1 dots, or round pieces. This is going to go on, it looks like the corner piece here. All 4 corner pieces on this square thing, right in the corners. So on the very corners, you got the square deal with the hinge piece on it, right in the very corners. That's 331, step 331 on page 180. Now we're on 181, where we need 12 of the round pieces. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then we need 4 of the 2x4 or 2x3s, excuse me. 4 of the 2x3s plates and 4 of the 2x3 tiles. All right, and then it says 2x3 tiles, and we're going to put 3 dots on it on one side, and cover up the dots with a tile plate. Sounds good to me. And those are going to probably go in the corners as well. But we'll take a look at it here in just a second so then make these. So that'll take care of step 332 on 181. And that'll put us 18 pages short of the finale. Getting closer, folks. These last couple steps are not many pieces to each step. I go kind of quick, which is nice. All right, so we have a little piece, where are we at here? Over there. So a little piece like that, 2x3. You got the little dots underneath there, and then a tile plate on top. I kind of think my video is backwards for some reason. I don't know, from where the camera is sitting. I could be wrong. You're probably watching it backward going, well, his video's backwards. Well, I apologize if it is, but it's looking like this is going, I don't know if it's outside or if it's inside. I think it's going inside here. Yes, right there. And this one is going inside here. It's kind of going into the first row. I don't know if you can get it. I have to turn this around. A little tricky here to get this set on there. It sits in the first row. Must be in the front row, as Bob Euchre once said. Sitting in the last row of the upper deck, or the very last row of the upper deck. There we go. So if you're watching with me, you can see where it sits there. The very first row sits right there on that piece. Right there, and this one here is kind of like over there on the side. You can see where it lines up at. All right. And that's where those 4 pieces go. All right, step 333. We are going to make 16 of these items. So we're going to need 16 of the 2x8s. So we need 16 of these boogers. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, I got 16 of them. That's all that came with the step. And 128 of the round 1x1 circle dots, whatever, 32 of the squares, and 32 of the tiles. And so what we're going to do is, basically we're going to take each one of these, which sounds like a headache, pretty much, and you're going to put dots all on one side of each plate. So just line them up and just put dots all the way down. Every plate on one side. So you'll have your 2x8 plate looking like that. You got the 1x1 dot circles on there. You can kind of see what I did. Only on one side though. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put a 1x3 on one side, then you're going to put a 1x3 tile, a 1x1 plate, a 1x3 tile, and a 1x1 plate over the top of the dots. So you see the dots. It's only on one side of the 2x8, then tile, plate, tile, and plate over the top of it. That's what you're going to make. And you're going to make 16 of those. So happy hunting, and here we go. I've made one, so I got 15 more to go. Time you're done, your fingers should hurt. And if they don't, they're going to be sore. So, happy hunting and goodwill, my friends. What shall we talk about while we make these 15 more? I have no idea. What are you, I guess, what are you most excited about with the newest Lego sets? Are you after the Pokemon sets? Are you after Winnie the Pooh? Are you after the new Star Wars Lego sets that talk and make sound? Are you after, oh, what else is there that's new that's come out recently? How about the new F1 racing ones? The new race cars, the helmets with the minifigs? I think those are pretty cool, actually. The Legos that build the racing helmets. I know NASCAR's taken a big nosedive lately with their fans and stuff. That would be something for NASCAR to get into if they would just get their sponsors involved. But they cost so damn much for sponsorships anymore that they change sponsors so much and so so many times. They would need some of the brighter sponsors that stay on board for so long. For instance, like Denny Hamlin and FedEx was there for years, and Dale Earnhardt and Goodwrench was there for years, and Jeff Gordon and DuPont for years. So you'd have to find a driver and its sponsor that stayed together for years upon end, which Rusty Wallace and Miller Lite, and I know there's probably limitations to what you could sell. You probably can't have beer sponsors with Lego and stuff like that, or or cigarettes or stuff like that. So you'd have to watch it. But I mean, there's FedEx, there's Dale Jarrett and UPS. You could have those in the FedEx, and DuPonts and Goodwrench, and nowadays you have I don't watch racing much, but there's McDonald's. They're always a big sponsor of a lot of everything. Um, there's some schools and stuff you probably couldn't do. That'd probably be forbidden for a Lego thing. But as far as maybe some ideas there to ask NASCAR. I see that Lego's letting Formula One build helmets in cars. Why can't you guys get into that? Talking to Legos and coming out with race cars and helmets with minifigs that represent your drivers. Let your fans build their cars and in helmets and have their minifigs with their drivers. You could sell those at the racetracks at their with their vendors. As the teams have their haulers with their merchandise. And if their driver has a Lego kit, sell it with their vendor. I mean, I'm sure Formula One has team haulers with merchandise, and I'm sure their team drivers have the haulers with the merchandise with the Legos. I would almost be certain they would have it. And if they don't, it'd be pretty dumb. But one thing I would love for for Lego to do, and I'm sure there's probably copyrights out there or something, or someone's done it, or maybe it would just cost too much. I don't know, but I would love to see. And I know there's the one company that does it with the miniature, the real tiny, 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 tiny little bricks, is the Major League Baseball and Major League Football stadiums. But for one, those stadiums are always sold out. They never keep them in stock. Two, the bricks are too small. There's not enough detail to them. And like I said, they're never in stock. You can never find your team. You can never find the stadium. because they don't produce them enough. It's like, so people don't have any interest, that they get in a small supply and they sell it immediately, or you try to go on their website, they're never available. It's like, so I don't know how they can sell any merchandise if the team's never available. And then when you do happen to get one, there's no how do you put it? There's no decoration to it, or there's no, not really decoration, but you can't see much of the stadium. You just like, you see a small little green field and a few lines that make up the seats and a couple goalposts and a couple logos, but it's not really a stadium. It's just blah. It kind of gives you the general sense of, yeah, this is the stadium, and so what? And they charge you $80 for this thing, and you talk about your fingers hurting when you're done because the bricks are so damn small, and trying to read the directions, it gives you a friggin' headache. But I would like to see Lego. Lego has built 3 soccer stadiums that are friggin' huge, so you know that they know how to build stadiums. So I would love to see Lego build NFL football and NFL baseball stadiums and get the rights to it somehow. Buy out the rights if they had to, and get permission and build the stadiums, because I know for a fact that these stadiums would sell like friggin' hotcakes, and they would never have to retire them because they would sell faster than, good God, than they could make them. I mean, honestly, you could build Yankee Stadium and that thing would never retire because people would keep buying it and buying it and buying it, as long as it had enough details to it to keep people interested. And make enough details to where, don't make a outfield with sponsorships that are just made up sponsorships. Get people on board that whatever sponsorships are on the wall out there, get their permission to use their sponsorships and put it on a sticker, or burn it into a brick or whatever, and put their sponsorship onto a brick and put it into the stadium for your Lego design. And if they want to use, and you ask them, hey, do you want to be, we're going to build Yankee Stadium out of Legos. Do you want your name, right now it's currently showing at Yankee Stadium. We're going to build Yankee Stadium. Do you want your name in the outfield on our Lego version of it? If you do, we're going to consider advertisement, and we'd like an advertising fee, because we're going to give you, everybody that buys this set is going to be displaying it in your house or in their business or store or whatever, and it's going to give you advertisement. And so that company will have to pay advertising fees. If they say no, well, then that company will have to have their name taken off of the Lego version, and a new company would have to be put in, or it'll have to be left blank, or something generic, or maybe just, Lego itself would have to be put in that spot, or something generic. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it, but people have built these baseball stadiums on their own. And but the other problem is too is how many pieces of Legos they've spent building these stadiums. And I know they've spent quite a few Lego bricks, and I'm talking a lot more than 10,000. That's the other problem. So to give it some quality of distinction or some quality of, so that there's some quality of, like I'm trying to say, that you want to show off um, the display of the stadium. You want some picturesque or some type of um, display, so that way it's Dodger Stadium or it's Yankee Stadium or it's PNC Park in Pittsburgh or it's Wrigley Field. I mean, you want to know, if you're going to build Wrigley Field, well, you're going to have some of probably the houses in the background, or if not, you're going to have the wall there, the ivy and the grandstands, and then it's just going to have to end, and that's that. Because otherwise you're going to have the bleacher creatures, over the wall, and then those people are going to want, royalties from it, and you can't do that because Lego ain't going to do that, of course. So then you're going to have like the nice scoreboard up there, like Wrigley has, and maybe have a scoreboard that can open up in the back of it so that you can change the score. That would be something. Build a Wrigley Field out of Legos, and then the scoreboard in center field actually opens up to where you have small little plates with the numbers on it and teams on it, and you can actually change who's playing at home and away, and the scores and the numbers for the pitchers and all that, and then you can change all that. That would be fun. Something like that. That would make Wrigley Field distinct for Legos. And then the other stadiums who, I think, like Colorado has an electronic home and away, but I don't know if you could make one that's electronic, really, unless you had some kind of battery box or something. I don't know how you do that, but you might just have to put in like a fake scoreboard on a sticker to make it look electronic, and put a sticker on a wall behind a fence, and the fence would have to look just like this. This would have to be your fencing, this type of thing, kind of a mold of a fence, and that would be your fence of your Major League Baseball type of thing. I just knocked off a couple pieces here. I'm just putting them back on here. Okay, so back to the Eiffel Tower here, and I'm done chit-chatting about baseball because while I was building these 16 pieces. We have our pieces now. You can see how they all kind of turned out. They're 2x8s, and turn them into 1x8s basically, because you took the dots on them, put all the dots on, put the tiles in the plates, and we got 16 of them. And then those are now going to go onto this thing. And let's see where they go here. So I have that. And I want to say here, it's going to go, yeah, it kind of looks like it hangs over the edge. And they are actually, they're going to sit on, they're sitting on the hinge pieces here. They're not easy to fit on there. They're not sitting down real well, but they are working on it. Not working the greatest. you got to kind of work with this one here. They're not sitting on there the greatest. They're sitting on these hinge pieces underneath here, but they do work. If you just kind of, you got to kind of fidget with them. Um, we do, they do sit on there. If you just wiggle them, I kind of, the way I got, the way I am getting them to sit on there is I lean them kind of forward and then tip them back, and then they kind of right in. I tip them forward, find a spot, and then kind of push on them. And I kind of like get right next to where the other one is and lean, you know, tip them back and then lean forward. But they're not, like this one doesn't fit too well. And I don't know if that's because of, let's see, I don't know if it's not supposed to, yeah, it's not supposed to fit on that. I wonder what happened here. Okay, let's see what happened here for a second. They messed that up. No, that one goes right to it. Yeah, it goes right up to it, but not right on it. And that one, that one's going right over it, huh? That's weird. Yeah. Trying to look at this here real quick, because that one went right over it. This one comes right off the edge. Let's see, that one goes. Well, that piece is not fitting right. Let me try the rest of them here. Let's see if the rest of these are fitting. Let's see what's going on here. When I get down to the end here, for some reason they just don't want to work. It's kind of odd why the other ones work, but this one doesn't. This one is doing the same thing, isn't it? No. Oh, I see what it's doing. Maybe. Is that what it's doing? No. It moves that completely. Missed that one completely. So why? And that one went on it. Snapped on it. Huh. Now, two of these went on it, and two. That went around it. Anyway, I wonder. Okay, I see maybe. Oops. I see maybe the problem here. Let me go back a page. Yes. Yes, here we go. Slightly there, chap. Maybe not that one. Let's see. Was it this? Where did... Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, it was right up against that. Against that. Yes, okay, oh boy. I see. So... let me see. How did that go? Trying to figure out how this went it back in here. It's not going in now, of course. Here's your level. Well, let me look at this real quick. That one may not go in there. That's probably why. That one probably goes in here. That, and then this went in here. That, and then this comes off like that. But then this little thing went there, and there we go. That's what happened. And this goes over here. There we go. Yeah, you can only, like that song by Van Halen, you know, right now. Only miss by a fraction. Nothing falls into place. Yeah, exactly. Same with Legos. Yep, you're off by one, and it messes everything up. Let me tell you, because I'm doing that right now. Right now. You only miss by a fraction. I missed by one. I missed by one. There we go. Whoopsie daisy. Let me put this back down, give it some more stability. This isn't really a stable position, I'll tell you that. Not right here. This is pretty wretched. Nope. The whole thing is kind of breaking here because all these pieces are very there we go. Okay. Now it's kind of coming together. Sorry it's taking me a little bit longer here, but I found my mistake, what we're doing here. Here we go. There we go. Yep. Come on. this? No, that's why it's not working. It's got to go up here. But okay. It's got to go here. That. Now, this gets up here like that, but yet fix that. There we go. Okay. There's that. That's good. Now I think this one here. Did I fix that one? I guess I did fix this one. Now this one is not fixed. What happened here? Can this go there? There we go. Okay. That goes up there, it goes there. Yeah. Now that come together there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. There we go. I knew there was one of them that was still off by a fraction. There we go. Silly thing. Okay, corners, corners. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. Yeah, wasn't making any sense. Okay, I got all 16 of them on. Really hard to do, but there we go. As you see, the tiles there on the border, kind of hard to see on there, but hopefully you can understand what I did there. Try to get it closer. You can see where the border is. All right. Got any questions, you can also private message me. I can try to show you a better close-up. I can try to answer your questions. If you're having trouble, just like I did, it's got to go in full. It's got to go into a full one level in. It does look like here, like it sits on the border, but if it does that, it's not working right, you know. I mean, if I look at it now, if I look at the book right here, that plate, and just wait a minute here, let me look at this. That plate, oh, I see it here. Oh, I see what happens. I'm sorry. Well, it looks like I'm going to redo this again. Sorry, guys. Okay, I put them on backwards. Ah, lovely. They got to turn around. They go in the right spot where I have them. It's just that instead of being like this, I know it's hard to see. You've got to turn them around so that they're like this, so that the flat tile and the little bricks are sitting on the outside, and this piece here is on the inside. So, yeah, that's the problem. Well, let me see if this is going to work. I don't know, but actually, I got to see. Yeah, they got to hang on here. I don't know. And if I do that, I think it's got to sit back. Yeah, it's got to sit back on that. And darn it. Yep, I put it in the wrong spot. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. There's that. But now, if this is going to work with a corner section. Thought I had it. Everything is working fine. But now it's looking like it's not going to work. I don't know. Crud. That's all I got to say is crud. Because if I have this sitting out here like this, is it going to work in the corners? I guess like that. Yeah, we're going to see if this works in the corner. Pull this out, flip around. Okay, well, that's the first side. It looks okay. Well, yeah, that one works. That one was right. Sorry here, guys. My fault again. You think you know which way it goes on, and then it's like, no. Then you put it on the way you think it goes on, and oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's right. And you get it on, and you look at the instructions and go, wait a minute, that doesn't look the way it's supposed to. But it works. But no, that's not the way it looks in the picture. Why not? Just because it doesn't. That's not the way it goes. There's me. So, sorry about this delay. And no, I'm pretty sure for you people who have watched all the way through day 9, you're probably just like, this guy should know how to build Legos in his sleep, and he's done nothing but screwed up every single thing on this deal. And probably laughing about it. Probably got a few good laughs. You probably got a few bowls of 420 and your Cheetos and your beanbag, and you're laughing it up. It's like, that's okay. You go ahead and do that. That probably some good entertainment for you. But you know, that's okay. As long as you're happy and you're at home and you're safe, well, more power to you. We'll get it right. We'll make it look good. My shoulder and my neck will quit hurting. I'll be okay. Put it that way. I don't know. There's no stress here. It's just trying to keep this going here. I don't know. It's just okay. I've got it all fixed now. Now let's take a look at the book and see if this looks right. Go back a page here, see if this looks right. Here's that. Goes down that. Plate goes down in there. That rises up to that. Yeah, that looks good now. Yeah, sure does. Yeah, okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, it works. Okay, so now we're on to step 334, page 184, and we got these little corner clasps, I guess. I don't know what you call them, but little corner clasps there, little things. I don't know if you can see those. You got that. We're going to put all four of them into the corners here. Looks like right over the corners. Kind of covers up the corner. I guess you got all four of those. That's going to cover that up. All right. Covers that up. Okay, 335. Looks like 4 1x1 dots and 8 1x1 plates. And it's saying we're going to make a sandwich. It's going to say plate, dot, plate. We're going to make 4 of those. So we'll do that real quick. Plate, dot, plate. Plate, dot, and plate. And plate, dot, and a plate. All 4 of those, and they are going to go in, well, they're going to go right on the corner over the top of the open circle here. Right on the very corner here, there's an open hole on top of that hinge, I guess it is, and that's where these are going to sit. Right at an angle. Right in the very corner. Alright, and that's going to do it for bag 38. That's it. Didn't get much done out of that bag. And parts are still breaking off, which is great. Great news for me. But that's okay. Okay. That's 335. And like I said, dum dum dum, bag 39. Okay, here we go. Bag 39 and bag 40, and we are done. And on to box 3. A lot of windows with this, which means it'll go on fast. A lot of, looks like bars on this one. Lots of windows. Lots of windows. Not many, it's all window frames and no glass. I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll figure it out, I guess. I guess the Eiffel Tower doesn't have windows in it. It just has glass frames. I got 4 windows here with actual window glass. The rest of them are just a bunch of frames. Some are medium stone gray and some are dark stone gray. So watch your book closely as to what color you're supposed to use. I have, let's see, 4, I have 8 dark stone gray, I think. No, yeah. I've got 8 dark stone gray and a mountain of the other ones here. 4. I don't really need to count them, but if you really wanted to, don't need to. If you're just curious how many we have, I guess. Okay, so I have 8 of the dark stone gray and 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32 of the light stone gray. And then just a few oddball things here. A couple of chalices, a couple of dots, tile dots, and I got 4 chalices and 4 dots, and the rest are bars here. I'll get 5 chalices and 5 dots. Okay, here we go. This is step 336 on page 187. We have 12 pages left to go. So it says we need 72 of the bars, which I'm sure we do. And this is going to hook on to all of the hooks here, and it wants us to turn this baby over. So we're going to turn it over just like that. And every one of these hooks along here gets a bar in it. So have fun, y'all. Y'all here now. Yeehaw. Yeah, no thanks. This ought to be real fun. I said real fun. Alright, so just gotta pop a bar into every one of these. That's what we're doing. And it's pretty easy. You just put it right at the bottom of the hinge grabber there and pop it in. And it's basically, from what I can see here, it's holding things in place. Along with decoration and other things, but by having it on there, it's also holding things. It's a space holder plus decorations. So kind of amazing how these engineers can design these Lego things. And you know, I'm going to build an Eiffel Tower and it's going to be 10,000 pieces. And someone says, well, why don't you put the flag on it and make it 10,001? Yeah, that's a good idea, you know. It's like, I don't know how they can come up with a model or a design like this and just say it's going to be 10,000 pieces. And by God, it's 10,000 pieces, you know. It comes out. They can build a model with enough pieces to come out with 10,000. It's with AI today, with our artificial intelligence, you can almost do about anything you want. It's like totally crazy. Totally crazy. Really can. Got a few more here to put in. I got the ones in my hands are just about done here. Here we are, the last piece. So now I got to grab the rest of them here. Might as well just grab all of them here. Okay. There we go. I just keep going along. I think I got, let's see, 4 more on this side, and I got 1 more side left. And then we're finished with these. And then we'll go on to 337, I believe, is the next step. Okay, there's that. Yep, 1 more side here. Okay, there we go, and I have 4 left for some reason, but we have them. Okay, 337. Now we have 4 gray windows. And is this, no, I think this is, yeah, I gotta flip this back over. Okay, and this is where? Down there. It's right here. That's what it looks like. Looking at it there, it's down there, so. Okay, what is going to break on you though, mate? Just to make life miserable for you. How's that? Yeah, I don't like it really, but I appreciate it, you know. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we got the 4 windows put in. Step 338, page 189, and now we have 24 of the gray windows. So we'll just, there's 4, and there's 8, there's 12, there's 16, and there's 20, and there's 24. Now, these are going to go, I'm guessing, right down in the same place. Yeah, there's basically 6 on, there's 3 on either side of these windows that are already in place. There's 3 this way, 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 and 3 this way. So we will just continue here. And there's 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, 3, maybe 3. There we go. And over here, we go 1, 2, on this side. 1, 2, and nope, upside down. Not going to work upside down there, guys. Sorry. Make sure all your windows are right side up. For sure, for sure. I don't know. I've never been to the Eiffel Tower in France, so I don't know if there is a bunch of windows or window frames or what there is of it. I have no clue what there is up there. If anyone has been to the Eiffel Tower and wants to elaborate what these window frames are for up here on the second floor, let me know. You know, if you got any, I don't know if you can post pictures on YouTube or not on the comments, or maybe you can private message me with pictures or somehow of you've been to the Eiffel Tower. What these pictures are, what these window frames are for here on the second floor. Hey, shoot me a message. I'd like to see them, because someday I would like to get to France. But the way the world's going, you know, we don't like the way you're making nuclear fuel there, and we don't want you making nuclear missiles, so we're gonna just bomb the shit out of you. Pardon my language. Put a quarter in the jar. We don't like the way you're building missiles, so we're just going to bomb the crap out of you. You know, don't even want to get on a plane, don't even want to go to Europe. Sorry, you know, it's like, and then the price of oil goes through the roof, so then the price of your airline ticket goes through the roof, and well, you don't even want to go on a vacation, so. Gas was doing so well, prices were going so low, everything was doing so good. And then you had to go bomb the turkeys, you know? It's like, good grief. You had to go mess everything up. You're doing great there, boss. And then you go and drop the ball. And all you did was make more money for yourself and your family. Because you knew what you're going to do, and you put your money where oil was, and as soon as you did it, oil went through the roof, and then you cashed out, and you made a bunch of money. That's all you did. Insider trading, which you complained about. Okay, never mind. Back to this. 8 windows, 8 dark stone gray windows here in the corner. There's 4 windows here, 4 windows here. And I'll see if I can lift it up here without busting anything. By the way, there is all your bars I put in. All 4 sides have them. And now here's all your windows. You can see the windows up there. You can see the dark gray in the corners and the light gray. There's your dark gray. There's your more bars all the way across the bottom. Here's your windows up there. It's coming along. Looking good. Piece by piece. Oh, baby. Okay, never mind. I can't sing. Cut me off now. My in-sync is not very good. Okay, never mind. Ha ha. Okay, we're going to do the 4 clear glass windows and the 4 light gray windows. Let's see here. It shows it as the light gray go down in the corner, and then the clear glass go next to it where the little 2 space is at. Right there. Going the other way towards this, we're going to have the clear glass that way, and then the gray that way. Over here, and this side's going to be the clear gray, or the clear glass, excuse me, and then the gray over in the corner that way. And then over here is going to be the clear, and the gray over this way. There we go. That takes us to 341 on page 192. And we have 4 of the, I don't know what you call them. I call them the drinking telescopes. I guess you could call them telescopes. You can call them the drinking glasses. I don't know what you call them. Let me see if I can. Kind of hard to show you because they're such a small piece. Those little things, drinking glasses or telescopes, whatever they are. And then you're going to put a dot on the top of them. Snap a little dot on top. You only want 4 of them, and I think there's 5, so there's extra. In case you're small and you drop pieces and lose them in the carpet, which is very easy to do, not blaming anybody. Like I've said it before, I made sure just like that. Luckily I found it, but like I've said a couple times on the videos here, I made sure when we built our house that I got carpet for my Lego room that was easy to find stuff. So in case I dropped Lego parts, I could find it. So anyhow, these go down in the very corner. You'll have a 1x1 plate, 1x1 plate in the corners. These little telescopes with these dot on top will sit right on top of that, right down in the corner. And that's where they're sitting, right down here. So yeah, if anybody has pictures of the Eiffel Tower that would like to share, that would be wonderful. I do have Facebook and stuff. I'm going to try to get that poll up and running, and that will, I think the poll is going to go on Facebook is where I'm going to put it. But we'll go from there. We'll see. Okay, that takes care of bag 39. There's a lot of parts left over. I'm surprised, but they gave us 4 bars left over and 1 of the telescope and the dot for the top of it. So a lot of extra parts. Thought we'll just throw in our throw-over pile. I can always use these because I'm going to sell them to somebody. Okay, last bag, page 194, bag 40. Here we go. Last bag. And then it's box number 3. The lucky box number 3. Oop. Dropped a small part by my foot. I felt it. That's okay. We'll find it. We shall find it. Okay, almost done here, folks. I always like sorting my parts because it makes it so much easier when you're building. I think I've said that a million times already, but say it 1,000,001 times. Okay. Now this one has, of all things, has a bunch of the telescopes again. So I'll throw that extra one back up in here, and if I don't use it or need it, whatever, well then I got one. And then, like I said, I dropped it apart. Felt it, yeah, it's way under here this time. Thought it was. Must have. There it is. Got it. And then where'd it go? Got it, and then. Well, that ain't good. Got it, and must have knocked it back on the floor again. That thing, yep, sure did. It don't want to be on the table, Mom. There it is, a little 1x1 little snot. Darn it. There. Okay. Gotta be careful with them little boogers. Found it, and knocked it on the floor, picked it up, and slapped it on the table, and went right back on the floor. Oh boy. Just in that case, I'm gonna have me give me a break. Give me a break. Bite me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Yeah, that's what I need. Kit Kat. Man, another hour and 17 into this build, and we're still not done, but we'll be done here real quick with this bag, and we'll get into box 3. So here we go. This is 342 on 194. Need 32 and 32. So we need 32 chalices. That's what I wanted to call them earlier. Chalices. Telescopes. Chalice cups. Whatever you want to call them. Chalice. Telescopes. I think they look more like telescopes. Or periscopes. You know how those things how they used to look at with parrots. You know, like. I guess they're like a telescope. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32. Okay. And then we're going to take the 1x1 round, I guess, dots or 1x1 rounds plates with the dots on them, and we're going to put that on the small end of these chalices, telescopes, whatever you want to call them. And there should be a total of 32. I counted out my chalices, so now I will put the tops on them, and I know I'll have enough when these are all gone, and I have a pile over here of them. And then I know I can go on and put them on here when I have these are all done. All right. This will get your fingers sore too. I think Lego in general will just get your fingers sore. And just all these little parts, holding them and trying to press stuff on. And I know the trees did. That was 300 and, I think, what did I say last night? 335. Just putting those little flowers on the, pushing them on the tree branches, and then putting the tree branches into the trees. You had to do like 42 per tree or something, and or per branch, or what was it? There's 6, 7 per branch, and then there's 7 branches. So yeah, it was like 42 per tree or something, and there's like 8 trees or something. I don't know. It's, yeah, 42 per tree, and there's 8 trees, and turned out to be like 335 or 336 or something in number of flowers you had to do. Unbelievable. And then you had to do 5 flowers down on the floor there for 25, 50, 70, like 100 flowers on the ground. So there was like 335, and then there was 435, which did that. And then there's the small trees, which took 1, 2, 3, 6 flowers. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. So there's another 48. So what? 440. So 500. So there you go. Okay, 500 flowers. That's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so the one extra chalice, telescope, whatever I had, I didn't need after all. So throw that back over there. So here we go. So we have our 32, and these go on all the dots on the outside edge here along the edge of the platform. It looks like on the big side of the trellis is what it's going to do. So out here, I know it's not a close up at all. Try to show it. So these kind of look like light posts is what they do when you're done. Almost identical to a light post, except that those were black with a clear and another black top, and these are all gray basically. And these are going to go all the way around the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. There's 8 of them per side, and there's 4 sides, which makes up 32. Now, one thing I got to look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8, but now trying to see here. Some of these have a double side. 3, and they're not showing that, are they? That's interesting. Because both sides, like this side and that side, both have. I wonder if I did something wrong again. Where? Let me look at this again here. Yeah, I must have. Okay, let me go look at it again. There should be like 1 dot all the way across, and mine have like double dots and stuff. Let me see what's wrong. Three dot 3, and then there was a dot. So let me go back Couple pages. Sorry guys, gotta look at this. Figure this out again, because this ain't making sense. This is where I made those. Yeah, right here. Let's see. Well, it was a plate, a dot, a plate, and dot. Okay, so plate, a dot, a plate, a dot. So if I got that, it should have been a plate, a dot, plate, a dot. Okay, I don't know how I messed it up, but I did. One of these must have come off or something, and darn it. Let me see here if I can. Don't kids don't do what I'm doing, please. I'm using a very sharp razor. Do not do this at home. Do not do this. Ask your parents for help, please, because basically this little block is stuck. So do not copy me. Do not even attempt to do what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this block undone and it's stuck. So do not follow what I'm doing. You can get very hurt doing this. There. Okay. So do not follow me. Do not even do what I just did. Don't even pretend like you saw me doing that. Okay? I'm a grown adult. I've done that many times. I know what I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm not a stunt pilot or a stunt person, but I got a little more experience than most people. So that is, see, now another one's stuck, but I think this one's more, yeah, this one's a little bit easier. So it's supposed to be a bar and a dot, and then, well, these two are stuck, but these come out easier out of a plate for some reason. And I don't know why these things got out of whack, but they did. I think that's when they came apart on me. And a plate, and that. Now these can go back in. Dot, 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 dot. And then right here, one of these. Okay, that one's fine. This one's messed up. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, once again, do not copy me, guys at home. Ask your parents for help to help separate some of these bricks. I'm using a very sharp knife, and I've done this like, I just did it just a minute ago because I kind of know what I'm doing. And I've done it many, many times to get these bricks separated. There we go. So ask your parents for help if you need something separated that's on there really tight, because I've done it, as you see, several times, and I know what I'm doing. Ask your parents for help, and that'll be the easiest method. Parents can get things undone. If your parents are busy, just give them a few minutes. We all have busy lives. And I think I dropped another piece again, of course. Why not, they say. Of course I did. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. So then there goes that. Let me see. Okay. And the other side. Yep, sure did. All right. Drop my corner piece here. It was down in here. Yep, down in there. There we go. Okay, so now it should be plate, dot, plate, dot, plate, dot, and figure out what's going on here. Which comes apart first? I don't know. Yeah. So this was, I gotta see how we did this. Plate, dot, plate, dot. Okay, so now this next one is take this one up and just move it over. Okay, plate, dot, plate, dot. There we go. Okay. Yep, so these little boogers get stuck. Just ask your parents. And mom says, if you only have one parent, a mom or a dad, and hey, I'm busy, come back later. Don't get upset with them. Mom and dads are very busy, have very hectic lives, especially if they're raising a big family by themselves. Just be patient. Just move on. You can save that step for some time later. Just remember where it is and just pause, on it and work ahead and just come back to it. That's all you got to do. Just remember that piece has to be fixed. Give your mom or dad a few minutes. Give them an hour, and then just come back in an hour and just, hey, mom, hey, dad, can you help me? And to say, well, can you come back? And you say, well, I gave you an hour. Can you help me real fast? And just be polite to them. I gave you an hour. Can you help me real fast? It'll only take a couple seconds. Okay, what do you need? I need you to separate this brick for me. I'm watching a video on YouTube. The guy says, not to do it myself because I could get hurt with a sharp knife. And he said to ask my parents. Hey, that was really smart of the guy. Yeah, here, what do you need? Hand him the brick. Parents will get it undone. You don't get hurt. You don't get in trouble because you waited. Boom. You get your brick undone. It only took an hour waiting time. And away you go. Now, because you waited, you stayed out of trouble. And away you go. And you get to put the brick in later. It just took you an hour of waiting time, and that's it. So, let's see. Tile, brick, or that. Tile. Okay. This one's got to be fixed. This one is fine. Now I can't say that for everybody's family. I know that some parents are less than perfect, and some parents can be pretty mean and pretty angry and don't really care about their kids, and I'm sorry about that if you live in one of those households that your parents don't care about you, and they're doing illegal drugs or always drinking alcohol and don't care about you, and and stuff like that. And I'm very sorry if you're in one of those households. I can't do much to help you, get you the help that you need. I'm very sorry about that. And I know you live out there. It's a shame, but I wish the best of luck for everybody that has to go through that. Let's see. Yeah. let's see, this is going to go over here. It's going to go over here. And then that goes over there. That, and then I dropped the part, but I'm going to pick one up off my used file here real quick, just to keep us going. And we got that, and then this piece here will have to get looked down. Unfortunately, I don't know how these things get messed up, but they did. Go. Perfect. Okay, that side's already done. Okay, I think we got her back. Some of the things I get myself into and why it happens that way, I don't know. You think you put it on right. You know you put the pieces on together, but when you put them on, one after another, they don't sit right for some reason. I still don't think it's on right, honestly, because like right here, let's see, let's start off. Yeah, this should start off a different way. I could say to hell with it, and it's kind of, this should have started off with a. Let me see here. Yeah. See, now the whole thing is backwards, honestly. Yeah, the whole thing is backwards. Backwards. Every piece is backwards. Oh, man. It's going to take a while to fix this, guys. Every one of them's backwards. I don't know how it got to be this way. I don't know how. Don't know how it got to be this way. I really don't know. So we start out here. We start out with one of these. Darn it. These little pieces are so hard to manage. I swear I had these things right the first time. It just baffles you. Fingers are already hurting, it's like, okay. So I'm going to start like this. So then it won't take long to fix as long as the pieces stay on, but the pieces don't stay on, and you got problems. I have no idea how this happened. Okay. No idea how this happened. And I hate it for you guys because you got to sit here and wait for me to get it fixed. Because I don't know how it happened. And darn it. I think it's back here again. Holy smokes. Now I lost the other piece here. Stand up for a second. Okay, where to go? There it is, down in the corner. Okay, got the piece that I dropped. Oh boy, and on we go. And now, fix this last one. So if I can get this one off. Nope. There we go. Okay. I think I'm just going to fix the one side here and just go on about this because it's really annoying. Just want to. I don't think it's going to mess with anything, really. Because the other ones are fixed, basically. It's just that they're. I don't know how they got backwards, honestly. Honestly, I have no idea. Just by the way I fixed it, makes no sense to me how it got twisted around. No idea. That put these flags on here, or these periscope things, or whatever you want to call them. Chalices, periscopes, telescopes, whatever. Lego pieces, whatever you want to call them. This is the Dr. Chaz show, and it's my show to mess it up, because I messed it up, folks, and I'm going to keep messing up as long as you're with me and you want some laughs. Come on out. And don't forget, I've said this time and time again, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and help me out reaching 1,000 subscribers so I can ask Lego for more kits to build and mess up to share with you. Now see right here, this is messed up. I can tell you that right now. This can't be. I don't think Lego would mind me messing up. Just as long as I got it built in a timely fashion. As long as it's in a timely fashion. Yes, Lego, I know. I will try to do a better job of it. That's all they want. Something in a timely fashion. I will do a much better job. We want to get more than 1,000, of course, but, you know, my goal right now is 1,000 so I can ask Lego to be an ambassador for them so that I can promote their products and build. That's the goal. I want to build. And at the same time, you know, we can be on YouTube showing off Lego stuff, displaying my new emblem, or my new logo that AI has generated for me. I like it. Everything's coming together. It's a good thing. Let's hope we got some great people out there to help me along. All right. That is good. Okay, one more side. Let's hope this side comes together. It looks like it. Just glancing at it, I think this side is pretty good. How's that song of the Beatles go? Come together right now by the beach. Something like that. I don't know. And what do you know, folks? I am one short because I messed up. But I thought, didn't I? I thought I had an extra chalice over here at one point. Because I said, what do you know, there's that extra chalice. Oh yeah, here it is. That I don't need. And I didn't, and now I found it. Well, somehow I needed it. So I probably got one extra I didn't really need. So, but it's on there because it should be on the other. Looking at it, it should be on the other end here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's still 8, but I think it should be on the other end over here. But it's on. No big deal. Let's see, where are we at here? Okay, we did that. Okay, we're on 195. We are 4 pages short. Here it is. I found it. It's under the book. Okay. We are on. We're doing four L-shaped pieces here. Let's see. We need 4 1x8 tiles. We need 4 2x6 tiles. We need 4 1x4 tiles. We need 8 1x2 tiles. We need 8 3x3 tiles. And we need 12 2x3 tiles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Okay, and a building we shall go. So that right there. Step 1. Step 2. Let's see, right here. And step 3. Okay. So we got something like this after the first 2 steps there on 343 on page 195. Kind of like that. Okay, and then step 3 is a looks like a 2x6. It's going to go over something like that, like that. Step 4 is a 1x2 here on the end, and wow, looks like another that. So after step 4, you got that. And let's see. Step 5 will show you that. And we're going to do that 4 times. So we're just going to rinse and repeat here real quick. And let's see, we got that, and that again, this again, this again, this again. Let's see, I got that, as I did that, no, get back. This. Next. There we go. And we have all 4 of them made. We are on page 196, and these are going to go up in the corners right here, but I got to see exactly where they sit here. Okay, looks like, yep, okay, just what I figured. Oh boy, back to the drawing board, folks. Sorry about that. Well, this one has to get redone, so this has got to be here, and then here it's got to be, I got to have a tile first, and then rinse and repeat. So tile, okay. Crap. Aggravating, I tell you. I don't know why They got all switched up. They don't make any sense how they got all switched up. It really doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Okay, so I'm gonna tear up my fingernails. Once again, children, do not do this at home. Just a warning. Don't want anybody to copy me and go, well, he told me to. No, I didn't. Do not use a sharp object at home like I'm doing. Ask your parents. Do not copy me. Good way to get hurt if you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to have to take all these apart, unfortunately, and redo them. So, use that one, and use this one. See that? Yeah, okay. I think that's it for that. All right, rebuild this. So I got that, and then all these dots back down here. Darn it. Yeah, that's one thing I'm good for is dropping parts, but luckily right where I drop them is a nice piece of carpet that's light in color and you can easily find these dark gray pieces. So, lucky for me. I just wished I wouldn't drop them so easily. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And the reason why I've got to fix these, and I'm probably going to have to fix more, is because the corner pieces here have to sit on these telescope or periscope pieces in the corners. And if they're not in the corners, then it's not going to sit right. It's not going to look right. So, fortunately, I'm having to change them. And like I said, I have no idea. I built every one of them identical. And why they're not that way now, I have no idea. Why it's not turning out the way it should be. And why the corners are not coming together. Okay? Couldn't tell you. Go like that. So we're just going to have to rebuild them and just live with it, I guess. So here we go. That's what's going to happen. All right, one more piece here, and that can stay on there because that's going to have to go on there. Boy, thumb is beat up. But that's not from anything with the knife or anything. That's just from dry skin and all these small parts. Okay, so yes, let's see that. That one's right. And that one's right, and that one. Okay, so maybe I finally fixed it. We'll see. Looking back on this now, it goes here. It's going out over it's looking like the front row is here. Clicking on there, clicking on there, clicking here, on there, there. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. Let me get all 4 pieces on here and I will show you folks what I came up with. Hopefully it's right, but who knows? That one's not going to stick to it. That one will. Okay, so after all that beating around, you can see I put the corners on up there. And the reason why I had to change everything is you see these posts up here. They had to be underneath these corners, had to be underneath these corners here. And that's why I had to redo everything, because they had to sit underneath the corner piece for this this awning to sit there. And if I didn't move them around, they wouldn't have sat underneath that awning. Wouldn't have been looking all the same all the way around, and wouldn't have been, wouldn't have been looking. It would have been the same all the way around. It would have been, this side would have looked one way and this side would have looked differently, and so on and so forth. So got that done. We're on page 197, step 344. We need 12 of these flat 1x8 flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 of those. We need 24 of these tiles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and we need 48 of the 2x3s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 43, 48. And then they said, what do I need to know math for? Yeah, so you can count. And for some odd reason, I have 4 2x4 tiles left. And I'll probably use that on the last step or something. Let me peek over here. Yes, I do. But anyhow, so we're going to build something here. Let's see, tiles and 1x3s. Boom, boom. And it looks like another 1x3 and another 1x3 and another 1x3. And then we're going to take these tiles and we're going to go off by 1 and another off by 1 and there. Okay, and we're going to do this 12 times, it says. Now, as you see, if you're looking at that, I am building it correctly. Looking at that, you see how that's built. Good? Okay. There's the book. And that's how the book wants it built. Okay, I'm building it correctly. So I'm building these just like it wants. Take 1 and you're putting 4 2x3s underneath it. And then you're putting 2 2x4s over the top. And you want them off center basically. 1 and 2. And then you get that piece, just like that. And you want 12 of them, so I got 2. So this won't take long. And we're 2 hours already. I thought it'd be easy finishing up 3 bags, and we're already 2 hours in. It's crazy. Haven't done really much of anything other than trying to figure out a step where I know I made all the parts right, but I must have just winged them on there thinking, you know, all the parts are the same. I can just pop them on there, and it turns out that it must have gone on in a certain order, and I didn't see that. And so that's just something for you to remember if you are trying to build this, or you're watching ahead and saying, okay, so that's how you do this. And well, watch out for this step unless you're past it already and you're laughing at me and going, yep, I went through that same thing that you're going through. It was hell, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because I'm following these steps and I'm building these parts, you know, just like they tell me to. But then when I put them on and I go to put the next step on, and stuff's not fitting right because, you know, the plate is off from the dot, or the dot is not next to the plate in order because it got out of sequence. Well, then what the hell happened? I don't know. And I'd like to know, because yeah, it's not making any sense to me how it got out of order, and then they're all backwards, and I go, yeah, it's fine. No, it's not fine, because when you put the things on the corner, it's got to line up and sit on it. Sit on the corner there. So, yeah. Now these, I know I'm building correctly, because I'm building them all the same. I'm so looking forward to going to work tomorrow. No, I'm not, but that's life. Hopefully, I mean, I know it's going to be colder than a rat race, but depends on if the snow hits tomorrow too. If you're just joining us, or maybe you haven't heard or whatever, my job, I work for Amazon. I'm one of the truck drivers that works out back of the warehouse, and I take trailers from either parking spots or dock doors, loaded or empty, and I take them either to parking spaces or to dock doors, depending on, back and forth. And it makes my job very difficult when it's snowing or raining, because it's very hard to see, because our windows are just, they're terrible. The trucks never get washed. Like a truck wash or anything. They don't have anybody come in and wash them. I try to put Rain-X on the windshield so that if it does rain or something, it just washes off, or just kind of, not washes off, but just kind of rolls off. Try to put it on the mirrors and stuff too, but it doesn't always work. But especially like when it snows, if it starts accumulating, you can't see the lines that they have painted on the ground. So when you're trying to back in, you're trying to hit these lines, and you're trying to back in. If you can't see the lines to line up your tires of the trailer, you end up backing up, and you get it up into the door, back it up, and you drop it. Well, then the dock people call and say, well, hey, you gotta realign the trailer, because we can't get the loading plate into the trailer because your trailer is not aligned right, because there's a dock plate that raises up, and when it raises up, then it kicks out before it lowers itself down in the trailer. And if that trailer is not aligned left or right, that thing cannot go up and kick out, because it can't fit inside the trailer if the trailer is not left or right of inside of that box. If we back it in and it's not perfect between certain lines, that metal plate cannot go up and kick out. And so if we can't see the lines on the ground, it's hard to get that trailer right inside of that box. So when it snows, it makes life difficult, because there's no way to keep the ground clean to do that. So you got to kind of get out, and either with a shovel or with your foot or something, clearing off the lines, or a broom or whatever, clean off the lines, and clean off the lines and then back the trailer in on those lines. And so yeah, it can make your life difficult, especially, and then when it's already, say 20 degrees outside and the wind's blowing at 30 miles an hour. Well, now it's 10 degrees or even 5 degrees with the wind chill. And even though you're bundled up, stocking hat and heavy coat and, Balaclava on and winter gloves and boots and ice cleats and stuff, you're still cold. I mean, it's a disaster. Let me tell you, it's no fun, and you just want the day to end. Honestly, it's really no fun. So that's all you're hoping for. Okay, so you got to looking at this, each piece has to kind of connect together here. So this has to kind of lift up here. Well, not the windows, but I press this down here, and you don't want it to press down, because you want this to hook up. So you want this whole thing to sit in here. These windows all sit down in here. So you want this to kind of all sit here. There, and then you can put this piece on there. There you go. So this is kind of cool to know. You can take one, hook them together, and you can make 3 of them, hook them together, And they all just sit right in here. And then you can put a plate on it. Perfect. Turn the page and hook 3 of them together. I didn't realize that until I saw this. That's cool. So what you do, here I'll show you real quick. That one's connected. So you got these 12 parts that you built. Turn around, try to hold this. So you have these 12 pieces. They're all identical. Kind of hard to see them, I know. But when you get ready to build this, you're building 4 sections. Take it and you hook them together. And let's see. Put this one over. And you hook it together and you make one long piece. So that's all you're doing. Take all 3 pieces, hook them together, make one long piece. And then, let's see if I can lift it up here so you can see what you're doing here. Yep, drop something there. I'll fix it. But anyhow, and then let's see, I gotta go over here. Take this, and if you noticed, get the book out of the way and get this piece out of the way. Get closer here. It fits like a glove. It sits here and you just kind of push, and push. Right there on the windows, you just kind of clamp it down. And so what I was doing here, kind of banging, I just kind of all the way across there. And then I took my other 1x4 piece that's left, popped it in place. And there you go. All the way done. Just like that. Because you make one long piece and it all snaps together. So I got one piece left here on the side. And that's what this section is here. Take that and put that on. Make sure it's hooking up all the windows. Take glass 1x4, pop it in place. There you go. And I got this one piece that popped out, which I will find it here. Looks like it goes. Let's see. I'm guessing it goes right here. Oh, and this came apart underneath here. Let's see here. Like that. And this one comes loose too. Huh. It's tight. That was tight. Now what happened here? Why did this come loose? There. That is weird why that one came loose. Here, it's not holding, but okay, well. Anyhow, there we go. That's your section. And guess what, folks? We are finito, or finished, with box number 2. And that's it. That's the end. Show you there. That's right here. Box 2 or bag 2, whatever, over to number 3 right there. And La Tour Eiffel. Tour Eiffel. Eiffel Tower, number 2, complete. Very good. So I'm going to put it on pause. I'm going to get box 2 out, or box 3 out rather. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video. And we'll start a new video again for box 3. And that way, if you want to go on with your life, you can come back at a later date and see box 3 of the unboxing, and we'll go on from there. So all you folks who watched the end of box 2, thank you very much. And remember, hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody else that you found a new channel. This guy's pretty cool, pretty funny. He's a nitwit at times. He drops his parts all the time. He puts stuff on wrong all the time, and he's a goofball. So he's kind of fun to watch. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And thanks for the good times. You folks have a good night, and God bless. Check you later. Bye.